good, people?
What is good, people?
My name's Ramon.
I am Stevie J.
Loving hip-hop influence.
Yeah. Hi, Stevie.
We're talking about
Another Stevie. Stevie, you don't know me, Stevie.
Steve Ballmer.
Steve Ballmer.
Stephen Ballmer retires from Microsoft.
Mm.
Yeah, how you feel about that?
Man,
I kind of feel the same way.
Man, I don't. If it was Bill Gates all over again, I'd be like, what? Huh?
I often ask myself if there's any Bill Gates running around this world, or Steve Jobs.
It's a very rare thing. Those people are not a dime a dozen.
No.
Those individuals are very a rare breed.
I think that's part of the reason why Steve Ballmer got this mixed reviews from a lot of folks, because he wasn't Bill Gates.
Big shoes to fill.
Yeah, Bill Gates left to save the world or Africa.
Yeah, he did.
Like, and Ballmer's more of a businessman. Gates was an engineer.
Right.
So he could definitely run the business, but I don't think he could have had the influence on Microsoft the way that Bill did. Who, by the way, is still the biggest stake owner, I think, in Microsoft. Like 50%, 51%, something like that.
Yeah.
Still the chairman.
Yes, he is. And he's very well still in a position to come back. Like that's all based on.
Though.
Yeah, but that's all based on board members. I mean, if the board members say offer him something and he's willing to stop what he's doing to become the CEO again, it's not his vision anymore.
It's not his world anymore. It's the young man's game.
It is.
Bill Gates wants to sell you PCs, and the world wants iPads and services. Yeah. It's a different world. Yeah. But back to Ballmer. Anton. Shout out to Anton. Provided us with some good stats. I never really, because I don't pay attention to Ballmer.
Right.
He took the profit margin from 7.8 million to almost 78 billion. And it's crazy because the perception you get of this guy is he does nothing. He failed. But yet, in retrospect, Microsoft, mind you, and people measure companies by the stock price. No, don't do that. That's what Wall Street does.
That's why Wall Street rides up Apple's dress. You know,
Microsoft has been on the up and up every year over year. Profits. He's running the business.
From a business aspect.
Yeah, he's doing what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
So I feel like some of the negative things people say about him aren't always fair sometimes, you know. He had it tough. He had to fill Bill Gates' shoes. Then he had to compete with Steve Jobs. Then he had to compete with the monster that Steve Jobs left, which was Apple. And then here comes Google on the up and up. It's a tough market.
It is. And
it's almost like you get into politics like Obama.
Yeah.
People say he was destined to fail just because of what he was handed.
Yeah. It's a bad situation to come into. And remember, Ballmer came in at a point where, Microsoft they were doing well, but they began to change. Vista was the first real change,
right,
to Microsoft, because you know when a company is changing, when people begin to reject that change, because just like anyone, most people reject change. Mm-hmm. So we are creatures of habit,
right?
So, here comes Vista. Everybody shoots it down. That's Ballmer. That's the Ballmer world. Then Windows 7 comes along. It's flawless.
And Ballmer wasn't really responsible for Vista. Vista was.
It was still on the
Longhorn,
heels.
I think was the name. That was a long way coming. Bill still was very much involved in Longhorn.
Very much.
So he took the rap for that. It was even like,
Windows
7 was the hero.
Right.
But he took the rap for that. Even when it was good, he still was like that.
Exactly. So he took the rap for the failure of Windows Mobile. Windows Mobile collapsed. And
no, I don't think he took the failure. Windows Mobile was just everyone just knew the shit was like, okay.
But you know what?
You're 15 years in the running now. Get the hell out of here. It was just time for Windows Mobile to go.
You think so?
It was time.
We'll do a video on it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Windows. I love Windows Mobile. But as far as seeing Ballmer is concerned, he took the rap for a lot. And I think that at this stage of the Microsoft game, and with the upcomings goings on, the Nokia's things, and so on and so forth, I think that this is just his moment to step down. I don't want to think that it's him being forced out, and I don't want to think
cards do point to that though, huh?
They do, but it's something you don't want to think.
Yeah.
Because to be it's in corporations, it's not okay, your service is no longer needed. It's the sit you amongst a group of maybe 12, 13, 20, 25, depending on how many board members, shareholders. It's a big deal. And you have to sit in front of these people and literally be ridiculed.
Yeah.
All right. So in the grand scope of things, I think that he may have felt like, even if he got the word, hey, look, think you better. Just go to an island someplace and chill. You still earn your whatever. And I think that's what they're going to let this young guy not so young, but he's very ambitious. He's very spirited.
Steve Elo?
Elo.
Yeah, he's one of 3 I think I saw.
And I think Elo, and this is a rumor, that it may look to Elo as a successor.
He's ballsy. I like him.
Yeah,
he's
very gutsy, and I think that what he did with Nokia was equally as gutsy, and I think that it's that type of ambition and ballsy moves is what could very well thrust Microsoft very high in the line. Right now, they're still number 3 spot, but
it depends on who you talk about, right? Microsoft.
Yeah, it depends.
Like, so the trend right now is services. Like Anton pointed out, it's service world. It's mobile and services. Those two play very well together. And people would argue we're in the age of the post-PC era, which I don't believe. I don't buy it. Right? But enterprise is always going to be wrapped up. That's fine. The battleground now is for the consumer. And I think it's so crazy to watch a product like Windows 8, which fuses everything a consumer possibly could want. You get your touch experience. You get your connectivity to the cloud. You get your all of these things work synonymous with each other. It's crazy to me how, and your services, of course, it's crazy to me how he never got the thanks for that.
Yeah, it's very underappreciated.
Yeah, it sucks to see this. And under his watch, Microsoft was able to take Office, which is a big chunk of their profit, and put that on the web and integrate it with services and offer subscription plans. And he doesn't get the thanks for this.
Yeah.
So when you look at, like, from a certain angle, like, what do you want him to do? Like, those things that I just mentioned, he has done under his watch. They've been done as a package better than any other company. Google does services, fine. You're number 1. Apple does mobile, fine, you're number one. Microsoft does desktop, fine, you're number one. But you can't show me where Google does desktop as well and hardware or mobile. Or you can't show me where Apple does services and desktop. But you can show me where Microsoft's got an effective hand in all directions. Like that, it's not fair that people thinks he's not leading the company in a good way. Now, he's an old school kind of guy, yes. I do believe we need somebody a little younger. I don't know if that's Stephen Elope. I think he's ballsy. I like when he throw the damn iPhone across the interview. That was gangster. But I don't know enough about him to know if that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, you look at Google, I don't know. The CEO of Google is, I don't see him taking ownership for a lot of what Google does. I get the feeling like the engineers at Google are like 80% of that company. They're so prominent. They run the company. And then the CEO knows what's going on, so he's like, oh yeah, we're doing this, we're going. He doesn't take lead. Tim Cook was handed something and he gets a piece of that formula on how to keep it special.
Right.
And then you got, I don't know if Stephen Elope does he bring enough to reform Microsoft? Like I don't know.
I think from a device standpoint,
right,
Stephen Elope brings that to Microsoft.
Yeah, but at this point, devices should be on the back burner. Truth be told, devices are a small part of this pie. You've got the Xbox, you've got Office, and you've got Enterprise and PC.
Right.
Devices last. All the way last.
It is. I mean, but
so it's
now
strange why Elope would be in the running. Are we saying his name right?
Elope, whatever. I you know, there have been other names. I understand that were thrown out there. I mean, you know, you had I believe it was one of the like VPs that's currently at Microsoft. One of the VPs were thrown out in there, but
the rumor is they want from outside.
Yeah,
they really want from outside. Like they don't want anyone from within the culture. I can get that.
Right. I mean, you're already conditioned.
Yeah, you want fresh, new.
Right.
But listen, at the end of the day, I think Ballmer did a good job.
I wish him well.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like Tim Cook will find himself in that situation real soon.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
and he spent less time in Apple.
Yeah,
as the boss.
Yeah, but I think Ballmer did a good job. He's a quirky guy. I think that's why people poke fun at him.
Yeah.
But he's out of all across the board, the people who ran these technology companies, Ballmer has always struck me as the one that was always himself. And I've seen him speak in person twice. And I've seen him once in passing, like just talking to somebody walking past. The way he talks to someone having a conversation walking up the block is the same way he speaks. Like he's himself. You know, there's a lot to say for somebody like that. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, but like you said, we wish him well. We'll be alright. Got more money than me.
Damn sure does.
You get some money, goddammit.
We need it.
We need new lights, Ballmer.
Yeah.
Some mics and shit.
And a new studio.
We need a studio, Ballmer. Just stuck up for you. Hit us in the comments, though.
Let us know what you think. You know, do you think he was forced out? Do you think this was just a step down? Do you think that, you know, they set him up?
It's a setup to get wetter.
Set up to get wetter. Comments, thumbs up, like. You already know what it is. I am Tuan.
My name is Ramon.
A.K. Stevie. Stevie!
We out of here.